Всем привет, дорогие друзья, с вами Анатолий, это канал Django PS4, и мы с вами продолжаем играть в консоль. Остановились прямо на таком, как всегда, непонятном месте. Хочется дальше попроходить, посмотреть, что там происходит. Вот, поэтому погнали.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything, even to...
But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
I hope that your search will prove successful and bring Sarah back to us soon.
I'll be leaving now because whatever it is you're up to, I do not want to know.
Since then, we have become one and the same. We have officially erased the identity of my sister Emma. Emily Hillsborough. The woman with two faces.
Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
Так, выбираем манускрипты. Так, а что у нас по навыкам? Что мы можем беспринципно прокачать? Используй 3, ничего. Оккультизм, если только, но у меня не хватит. Столько книг, эрудиция, психология. Мне бы вот это вот. Так, языковедение, эрудиция. Еще раз эрудиция. Пусть так будет. Так. С чего у нас все начинается? Вход в склеп. К вам же мать пришла.
Don't move.
Wait, I don't...
So you've come at last.
Easy. Let me turn around. Oh my God, Mother, what has happened to you?
Who are you?
What? But, Mother!
Who are you?
It's me, Louis, your son.
No, you lie. You won't catch me out like that. Louis isn't here. He obeys his mother. He would never have come here.
Mother, I don't know what you've been through, but lower your arm, please.
You think I was born yesterday, do you? But it won't work.
I'm begging you.
One day you will fall.
Mother!
Why are you here?
Так, мне ту самую книгу, пора сейчас домой. Ну давайте вот так вот сделаем.
I'm here to help you. You have nothing to fear.
If only it were so simple. You are evil incarnate. Every word that comes out of your mouth is sharper than a razor blade.
I don't wish you any harm. Really, Mother. It's me, Louis.
Don't speak to me about him. You will never get him.
Mother, stop torturing yourself. It really is me, Louis. How can I convince you?
If you really are who you say you are. What was the saying I taught you?
You've been telling it to me since I was 3 years old, Mother. How could I ever forget it? Always keep your mind logical.
Открытым.
And open.
You knew it. You are smart. You're getting me muddled up. Tell me, rather, whose place were we at when I told you I was coming here?
Mother, I really am your son. You can't trick me. We were in Paris. We were investigating an art dealer.
His name?
Борхес, да? По-моему, да, Борхерт.
I just told you, you can't trick me. His name was von Borchert.
My God, everything is lost then. I refuse to believe it's really you, Louis. Otherwise, all this would be for nothing.
Mother, I don't know what happened to you, but don't worry. Everything is going to be fine. I'm here for you and...
No! I ordered you not to come with me.
I received a letter and Lord Mortimer informed me of your disappearance. So I took the...
No! 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 It's not true. It's a nightmare. Don't tell me that.
Так у меня же
Have
есть
you
это письмо.
spoken to him?
Oh, shit. She's completely panicked because I spoke to Mortimer. It seems she's afraid of what he might have said to me about her.
Did he speak to you?
Ну,
Don't believe
так
it.
вот будет.
I thought I'd meet him the moment I arrived, given the situation. But not at all. He didn't even bother to meet me in person.
I imagine that Elizabeth was still here. Very well. Logical and open, Louis. Since you arrived on the island, has anything strange happened to you?
Depends on what you mean by strange.
Элизабет убили.
Do you want to tell me about your relationship with Elizabeth Adams?
Louis, I don't know what you found out, but just know that I did everything I could to help her.
I'm sure you did, Mother. I'm not judging you.
You know, what she had to put up with was slowly gnawing away at her. Now shut up and listen to me. We might still have a chance. Something of utmost importance is going to play out right here.
What are you talking about?
A conference, Louis. I should think all Mortimer's guests have arrived by now, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Since this morning.
Perfect. The conference will be able to begin. You will attend this conference, and you must find out what Mortimer is up to. Don't trust him, Louis. Understood? Louis, I made a mistake by coming here. We are in the lion's den.
What do you mean?
Mortimer, Holm, their guests. Watch what happens. Do you think it's normal that the representatives of the most powerful nations are here all on their own without anyone else? On an island in the middle of nowhere in total secrecy?
No, not really, but...
Louis! They shape the world. They manipulate us. Everything is decided here and now. They create and break states, provoke wars, destitute governments, or decide who will be their leaders. Open your eyes!
Mother, calm yourself, please.
Nothing is impossible for them. They are capable of reaching everyone, wherever they may be. Through high society banquets, they model the future of us all. And it isn't at all an issue for them.
And? What do you propose?
It's time to act, my son. You will go to this conference, and from the inside, you'll do everything you can to prevent Mortimer's plan from going ahead smoothly. We can talk later. I'll explain everything.
But why?
Do as I say, Louis. It's of the utmost importance. Beware of Mortimer. He won't let anything stand in his way.
You promised me that after...
Yes, after. Go now.
Yes, Mother, I'm going. One more thing, Mother. Emily Hillsborough, Emma's sister, came to this island looking for her sister. She probably won't hesitate to take revenge and...
It's the signal that the conference is starting, Louis. Don't be concerned about the Duchess. She's the last of our worries.
Так, Так, мы типа должны идти на собрание. Так, это же не то. Я потерялся. Нам куда? А вон туда. Опа. Кажется, еще что-то поупускал. Нам нужен мед. Я так не могу. О, что такое? Монетка. Нет, ничего. Так, я так понимаю, собрание у нас вот здесь.
Monsieur de Richet, you're the only one missing at the conference. Please join the guests. Monsieur de Richet, you're the only one missing at the conference. Please join the guests.
Так, а чё, куда идти-то? О.
There's the alchemical symbol of the earth on the lid.
Да нафиг мне это карамельная вода. О, вот. Мед, это хорошо.
Golden elixir. Consume without excess.
Везде стоят тут уроды, никуда нельзя пройти. О, мы приперлись.
I have suspected it.
О,
Chinese coin.
китайская монета. Хоть мед набрал чуть-чуть. Шкатулка. А у меня, по-моему, такого вообще нет. О, у меня все есть, оказывается. Класс. Мед. Один? Два меда. Это уже поинтереснее. Ну, давай, там что-то тоже светится. Ой, ищу. Сколько нет. Я думал, нет. Так, ну получается все. Что нам с кем пообщаться, со всеми или как?
Ah, Louis, I've been expecting you.
Я
Thank you
вот
for
сразу к
joining
этому
us.
подошел.
We are about to begin our conference. Let me explain what is at stake.
Thank you kindly. But what do you expect of me exactly? My mother's the one who's supposed to attend, not me.
That is indeed what was initially intended. Unfortunately, she still hasn't been found, and my guests can't stay here indefinitely. The conference must begin, and it would be truly beneficial to the Order to join in the project. Consequently, I would like you to replace her during her absence. What is at stake here is of the utmost importance.
It's important that the French Order gets their say. And should you need any advice, don't worry. You are not alone, Louis.
Very well. In concrete terms, how do you organize your discussions?
A conference is always organized the same way. There are two masters of ceremony who determine an important subject.
You and Sir Gregory, I presume.
Exactly. We shall be the masters of ceremony. It was our obligation to each bring to the table several guests in order to debate a subject. Once the debate is closed, a decision will be made by a vote of all the participants.
By a unanimous vote. If the project is not agreed on by all, then it will be rejected.
And neither of the two masters of ceremony have the right to vote.
It's up to the guests alone to decide, Louis. In other words, us.
Gregory and myself are merely the go-betweens. Finally, if the project is validated, each guest goes home and starts working to make it happen.
It can take years.
Can you give me a brief explanation of the aim of it all?
Of course, Louis, I was coming to that. The aim of these meetings is to bring together the most influential people in order to think together about the future.
But the future of who?
Of the world, Louis.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
Can you give me an example of an event that was decided here before being implemented in the outside world?
Well, take the French Revolution. It was decided right here 2 years before its implementation in France.
Concerning the case of the French Revolution, I wasn't invited. But as far as the American Revolution is concerned, Louis, I can testify that we planned it 5 years before implementing it, for example.
Louis, let me keep you a moment. I would like to let you in on a secret before we begin, because I'm going to need your assistance. You see, the project I'm going to present concerns the territory of Louisiana in North America. It's currently Spanish territory, and I'm going to make the proposition to the Assembly for it to become French. My idea is to increase the territory of the United States. The first stone of this vast project consists of getting Spain to cede Louisiana to France. Once it becomes French, France will hand it over to the United States, which will then allow them to double the size of their territory. And that's where you come in. France and the United States, hand in hand, two democracies illuminating the world.
But why spread it over 2 phases? Why not announce the overall project immediately?
Unfortunately, if Spain were to hear that the intention of all this is to allow the United States to grow, they would never sign. Manuel Godoy is perfectly aware of President Washington's appetite. If the United States took Louisiana, Godroy would know full well that he will have lost the entire North American continent. Things must take place in several stages. Otherwise, the change will be too brutal, and he will have no choice but to reject the project. Take a look at them. Apart from President Washington, they all belong to monarchies. Do you really think they won't resist? Of course they'll fight, fearful as they are of losing their precious privileges. But the world needs visionaries, like you, like your mother. It's a pity Sarah isn't here to see it. She only knew about a tiny part of the project. I hope I can count on you, Louis. It's time to start now. I must ask you to keep it to yourself for the time being. Take a seat, follow the discussions. We'll have an opportunity to catch up later, and you'll be able to let me know your thoughts.
Blast it, Mother. You didn't know about everything. His project is commendable. Why tell me to beware? Could you have gotten it wrong?
My friends, I propose we get started. First of all, I would like to thank you for taking the time to come.
The honor is ours, my lord.
As per our custom, here we are all together to discuss the face of tomorrow's world. Even though there may be certain tensions between our nations, I must ask you to keep an open mind. As Sarah de Richet is unable to be among us, please welcome Louis de Richet, who will represent the Golden Order and will vote on its behalf when the time comes.
Welcome among us, Louis.
Welcome, Monsieur.
I hope he'll be more effective than his mother regarding the protection of the King of France. The Order has proved particularly inefficient.
Come, Manuel, you're not going to spoil our visit. The Order's mission was not to protect King Louis XVI, as far as I am aware.
We are talking about a king of divine blood, for goodness sake. It seemed obvious to me he needed protecting. If the Golden Order wants to pride itself on being an influential organization, it should have kept him alive.
Perhaps we may begin, Lord Mortimer. Certainly. I have a dream that our nations will continue to support each other, more now than ever before. A dream that, for the sake of common good, we will do what it takes to ensure stability in the modern world. I have a dream that we shall lead by example and ensure that the American territory may remain in peace.
Thank you for the thought, Lord Mortimer, but I don't see where you're leading.
I'm coming to it, Mr. President. I need not remind you that North America is currently divided between the United States on the east coast and Spain, which occupies the remaining 2/3 of the continent. Well, I propose that Spain cede the center of the continent to France, namely all of Louisiana.
Louisiana? But, well, it is not for sale. Lord Mortimer, I sincerely hope I have not come all this way just to hear you ramble on about what Spain should and should not do. When we went to all the trouble of gaining the territory a few years ago, it was not just to lose it today. Have I made myself clear?
What did I tell you, William? You speak of union, and yet here you are, about to tear us apart.
Duke Manuel, I perfectly understand you. But rest assured, you will soon adore my proposition. You shall see.
Well, since you give me the choice, my good fellow, allow me to doubt it. However, I am impatient to hear what Spain could possibly gain from the sale of Louisiana.
I never spoke of a sale, my good fellow.
What? I do not understand.
There is one more territory left to conquer, if I'm not mistaken, in the northwest. It is, of course, occupied by your notorious Indians, but...
We shall soon be rid of the savages, so that is not the question.
Duke, these savages, as you call them, were there before you. They are on their homeland.
As much as the black people of Africa, Monsieur de Richet. That does not stop your dear France from massacring them and sending them like cattle to Mr. Washington's cotton plantations to provide him with cheap labor. So you keep your morals to yourself, if you please.
Senor, I would not like to be associated with that. The subject of black slaves in the United States of America is a complex subject, which we shall resolve at a future date.
И чё говорить?
Senor Godoy, you must know that France will soon ban these barbaric practices.
Oh, do not get on your high horse, Monsieur Frenchman. The only reason why France has ceased trading in slaves is because of the commercial blockade that Great Britain has imposed against you. The instant the shipping lanes have been restored, France will again treat these people like cattle.
Come now, my friends. Let us not digress. Anyway, these primitive people have no souls, Louis. We bring the good word to them in order to save them. You'll see. Colonization brings with it many benefits, too.
Excuse me, if you don't mind, Your Eminence, I shall continue. Duke Manuel, I believe that Spain should cede Louisiana to France free of charge.
This is utterly grotesque, Lord Mortimer. What a strange example you set for your young protégé. Isn't that so, Monsieur de Richet? Do you understand anything of this proposition?
Так. Я не знаю, что ответить.
If I were you, Senor Godoy, I would think twice before stirring up a scandal.
I beg your pardon?
Given the size of your colonies, you won't be able to keep them for long. A number of countries are eyeing them as we speak. The United States would have no trouble taking them. For all intents and purposes, you have no army in place. By wanting to keep everything, you risk losing it all, especially your colonies in South America, which are far more valuable to you.
That is indeed the danger, Duke Manuel. If it comes to war over Louisiana, you will lose. And probably a good deal more than you now imagine.
Young man, you are indeed a dark horse, aren't you?
I must say, William, I find your project mostly disfavors me. I thought you were my friend.
And I am, Mr. President. That is why I'm doing everything in my power to calm your expansionist fervor. France, in Louisiana, should persuade you not to attempt anything to take the territory by force. Louisiana is a vast wetland where you would needlessly lose most of your troops. It would weaken you and offer certain nations the perfect opportunity to take back your famous United States. I am protecting you from yourself, George. Trust me.
I understand. But with friends like you, sir, I certainly don't need any more enemies. I hope you know what you're doing.
Am I imagining things, or does it look like Washington isn't aware of
Да, он со всеми играет.
Not to
Как
put
бы
too
понятно.
fine a point on it, Lord Mortimer, but I doubt the Holy See,
Кстати, вообще не ожидал, что тут будет такое.
Louisiana, being handed over to secular revolutionaries and king killers.
I should think Monsieur de Richet has an opinion on this subject, does he not?
Your Eminence, have no fear over that. I am sure France will do everything in its power to protect the Christians of Louisiana.
My young friend, how can you come out with such a remark after the discussion we had on the evening of your arrival? If France was so respectful of worship, it would not be bleeding priests, as it is doing at this very moment in time. Don't be naive. This is politics. The Holy See must be concerned at seeing such a large territory falling into the hands of the French. Mi auguro che insegnerete l'educazione a questo giovanotto presuntuoso, Sir Gregory.
Что сказал такой?
I hope that you will teach this pretentious young man some manners, Sir Gregory. It looks like I won't be just making friends here.
In any case, my lord, I doubt the English crown will agree.
Ich versichere
Ну, вот козел старый.
nie Preußen wird diese Vereinbarung akzeptieren.
Так, а он что сказал?
I
Хорошо,
assure
я
you,
прокачал.
Emily, the Prussian will never accept this agreement. Volner looks like he's set on ruining Mortimer's plan.
Duchess, I am persuaded that we shall find a common ground.
That's enough, William. These are grave times. We don't care about the fate of Louisiana. That worthless expanse of putrid swamps interests no one but yourself.
Speak for yourself, my friend.
Hold on there, Mr. Royal Gigolo. Lower the volume, and let Sir Gregory finish.
Holm, Godoy, and now Volner? Mortimer's adversaries are ready to tear each other to pieces, and he takes a malicious pleasure in watching it happen.
How dare
Gentlemen, let us try to remain calm.
There you are, William.
По-моему, она самая нормальная тут. Спокойная. Хотя готов всех убить.
That's it. I'm tired. We shall continue this discussion tomorrow, but please be aware that your project will never be ratified. Those who are opposed to this project, follow me.
Нормально, за ним
Are you
ушли.
coming with us, Monsieur de Richet?
Come, Gregory. I think Louis would rather stay. Wouldn't you, Louis?
Думаю,
As
останется.
for me, I think I shall remain with Lord Mortimer, Sir Gregory.
You are committing a grave error, Louis.
Time will tell.
Пошел ты. Но мне не нравится. Луизиана все равно это США будет, поэтому пойдем по нормальному пути, зная историю.
My friends, I would like to thank you for staying.
Good God, William. What is this I hear about you reinforcing military power in Louisiana? I have no interest in having France for a neighbor, and you know that very well.
Calm down, George. Louis, explain our plan to Mr. Washington, please.
You see, Mr. President, Lord Mortimer anticipates that once France obtains Louisiana, they will cede it to you.
What do you mean? To us? The United States?
You heard right.
But
President Washington, the United States will double in size.
By what miracle have you...
You need to expand, George. You and France are the two major democracies in the modern world. It is necessary that you both become superpowers.
Are you really going to sponsor democracy throughout the world?
Of course, Monsieur Peru. That's why I don't want Spain to get too attached to those weapons. Please continue, Louis. Explain my vision to Mr. President.
Mr. President, Lord Mortimer intends for you to conquer all the North American continent. He's relying on you to not stop at Louisiana, but to continue to push west.
Indeed, it would be dishonest to pretend that this is not my final objective.
But why didn't you tell me before?
So that Lord Mortimer would appear to be isolated without support.
Exactly. You got it, Louis.
Lord Mortimer retains the advantage by advancing undercover, and for it to work, he needed you to act surprised.
William, you haven't changed. Always one step ahead.
One step ahead? You're joking. More like 5.
On that note, my friends, it's getting late. Mr. President, continue to take offense over my project when we resume the conference in the morning, you do it to a T. And if Sir Gregory has the audacity to send you an emissary to convince you to go against me, do me a favor. String him along if you can. The more they believe we are divided, the more we'll have our hands free.
Only too happy to oblige.
Now, let us get some rest. We've got a big day tomorrow. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Louis, if you have a minute, I would like to ask a favor of you. I'm going to require your services.
How can I be of help? Tell me all about it.
Our adversaries are many, and the closing vote of the conference will soon be upon us. Time is of an essence. So, I need you to assist me this evening.
How can I help?
I need you to go this very evening to persuade Senor Godoy to join us. He is the backbone of Gregory's resistance. Turn him round, and all the others will follow in such a stampede that Gregory will be able to do nothing but admit defeat.
Lord Mortimer, with all due respect, don't you think I'm the last person Godoy wants to talk to?
I'm sure you can do it. I believe in you.
Lord Mortimer, you're not telling me everything.
Let's say I wouldn't disapprove if the Right Honorable, though nonetheless choleric, Duke Manuel put you in his bad books. If it could motivate him to declare war on France, it would greatly serve our interests.
War? What do you mean?
I told you before the conference. The more we distract Spain from the Americas, the less it will have an eye on Louisiana.
But all the same, we're talking about a war in Europe.
Don't worry. That's why Mr. Bonaparte is with us. I am convinced we'll be perfectly capable of managing the conflict. And Senor Godoy is not a great soldier. He will not commit Spain to a long war that he won't be capable of managing.
I'll go straight away.
Thank you, my boy. And get some rest afterwards. Big day tomorrow.
Веселье начинается, что могу сказать. Что, про птичку никто ничего не сказал? Ой, жесть. Так, здесь ничего не поменялось. Так, что там было? Блеск просто. Ну, я не думаю, что здесь что-то появилось. Так, мы спускаемся вниз, а там куда? Что еще за цель? К этому, к Годоя. Нет, нам, по-моему, я не помню, в какую сторону, вправо, влево. О, что это происходит?
Hey, Peru's name tag's fallen off, and his door's ajar.
Нормально. Охренеть, что он тут натворил. Или его тоже убили.
Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelous.
All right, I've retrieved everything.
Dear Miss.
All right, I've retrieved everything.
Dear Monsieur.
All right, I've retrieved everything.
Блин, я думаю, там это. Так. Так. Что тут еще у нас есть? Зря я, наверное, воспользовался этой фигней. Вроде ничего больше нет. Или сам.
The Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem. I think that Mortimer likes to play mind games with his guests.
А шкатулку мы открывали? Ну, кстати, по поводу беспорядка он толком-то ничего не может сказать. Может, оно... А что было? На балконе, что ли? Хочешь скинуться? Да. Ничегошеньки нет.
Leave me, Dorisha. I don't feel like talking.
Что спросить о беспорядке? Даже не знаю.
Your door was ajar, and, well, given the state of your room, I was worried.
It's none of your business.
Very well. I'll leave you then. See you tomorrow, monsieur.
Да ну нет. Что-то не то.
I asked you to leave me alone.
Че я пропустил-то? Ну, я так понимаю, с ним мы больше не пообщаемся, да? Прекрасно. Так, у нас кто живет? Месье Бонапарт. Ничего интересного.
My dearest son,
Так.
I'm writing to implore you to act.
Нам мы уже видели.
It's a beautiful weapon. A lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the man at the Beaucaire dinner. It hasn't been signed yet, but there's a letter with it.
It
isn't signed. That's some quality paper. And that handwriting, I'd say it's Mortimer's. So,
Bonaparte is going to publish a book that he didn't write. That crafty little rascal.
Так, он спит. Класс, а я могу тут шастать по его комнате. Нормально придумали. Так.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Ah, Monsieur de Richet. You wouldn't have seen Duke Manuel by any chance, would you?
I was going to ask you the same question.
I wanted to speak to him, but no one will open the door. I'm not sure he's in there.
If I want to pass through, I'll have to get Volner out of the way.
Excuse me, but I must fetch a letter for the Duke.
Very well, sir. You may pass.
Так, а мы тут еще ни разу не был.
Talking without thinking is like shooting without taking it. The Kiss of Judas, painted by Caravaggio. This is how Judas pointed out Christ to the Roman soldiers. Manuel Godoy, a painting of himself in his room. Now that's not going to help him develop a sense of modesty.
Нормально тут всего. Мне это нравится.
How ironic having a painting of the Queen of Spain in one's room, my lord.
Конечно, не мутит.
It looks like someone's hidden something on the back of this painting. It's a letter. Of course, it's written in Spanish. It reeks of lavender. Well, well, Mr. Godoy. You seem very interested in hiding this letter. Another secret romance, I presume?
А перевести-то у нас не получается, да? Фу, слава богу.
Let's see what it says.
Испугался. Так, сокращенно, прости, что снова пришлось вверх, пускай ради полученной страны.
It seems that the Queen is the only one enjoying the Lord Duke's favors. If the Queen found out, it would cost him dearly. I'll keep it with me. You never know. Don Quixote. Talking without thinking is like shooting without taking aim. I'm gonna have to think about that one. Charles IV of Spain. Now there's no chance of Godoy forgetting who he is. Brutus and his companions taking an oath to
Где
kill
сам
Caesar.
этот уродец? Тоже на балконе у них там что, приколисты какие-то. Благодейственная мечта.
Amber.
Еще янтарь. Так Как где?
Prometheus, punished for stealing fire from the gods and giving it to man.
Volner's probably still behind the door. I best go out through the balcony just in case.
О. Пофиг, я не буду оставлять что-то лишнее тут. Так, тут что? Вид прекрасный. Так, и это мы, получается, куда попадаем? В свою комнату или что? Ну, наша комната. Нам, получается, надо найти все-таки Годоя. А где он? Пойдем в другую сторону, что там делать? Кто это спалит, еще что-нибудь будет там вякать? Ну что такое? Ничего машинки нет. Где я еще? Что нам туда получается? Стимель, может там у камина где-то? Начнем сюда, ну. А, сюда нельзя. Класс. Так, ну в сад навряд ли нам идти. Что такое? Блин, через библиотеку.
A Greek drachma, one of the rare ancient coins to be mentioned both in the Bible and in the Song of Roland. Roland feeleth his death is near, his brain is oozing by either ear. With his brain oozing, it's already remarkable that he can feel anything.
Картина только смущает меня, блин. Вот как на другие этажи попасть? О, кто-то там фигачит. Ну да, они целенаправленно ведут, я так понимаю, это он играет. Угу. На Мудапарта похож. Интересно, я могу туда сходить? А почему я сюда могу сходить, а с обратной стороны я не могу сходить? Что за бред? А, ну я типа должен был здесь спуститься и пройти все равно мимо этого уродца. А если ничего нету? А, я застрял, отойди. Ничего нет.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Have you seen Duke Manuel?
The Duke is in the dining room, sir.
Ничего полезного не рассказал. Тут мы можем только посидеть. Ничего тут нигде нет. Я так понимаю, мы сейчас будем с ним спорить, да?
Duke Manuel?
Well, well. Monsieur de Richet, I was not expecting you. I am not in the mood, sir, I warn you. What do you want from me, sir?
I see you're still feeling under pressure. Since your arrival, I've noticed that you've been on the defensive. It seems to me that Monsieur Peru has a knack for getting your back up.
That is the least you can say. Indeed, I was warned. I knew what to expect. For God's sake, why in the hell did your people execute their king? Have the French gone stark raving mad? There are nothing but monarchies in power in Europe. They will all come crashing down on you.
We shall see. It might, well, turn out to be the opposite.
You certainly do not lack for audacity, young man. Just tell me one thing, monsieur. Why did you side with Mortimer? He is alone, isolated. The United States can do nothing to help you, and France is surrounded by over 10 countries just waiting for you.
Кстати, нормально себя показал, что...
I do not see why you choose Mortimer.
The Golden Order, my friend. The Order is
Ну да, будем на мать
we
скидывать.
come from France.
О,
We are president of the United States, England, and many other countries. We have ambitions and the means to carry them out. You'll see, once all hell breaks out and your English support starts to fade away. The Order is an international organization. It matters little what governments do. Otherwise, why would Mortimer have gone to the trouble of inviting my mother?
If you are right, Sir Gregory has got it all wrong. Tell me, do you really believe Spain has any interest in ceding Louisiana to France?
Ну это 0, и это 1 стоит.
Duke
Ну,
Manuel,
пусть так будет.
for Spain, I don't know. But for you, I'm convinced that Lord Mortimer will thank you generously.
You would not be trying to bribe me, would you?
Nothing could be further from my mind. It would be an insult to believe that someone such as yourself might have a practical attitude towards its virtue. Even so, it is only natural that you be supported and encouraged if you were to follow Lord Mortimer, isn't it?
Indeed, for services rendered, it would be natural for me to receive compensation for the time spent achieving such an undertaking, yes?
Naturally. And, given your status, my Lord Duke, the compensation would have to be considerable.
Naturally. Tell me one last thing. What would I gain from all this?
Прибегаем к шантажу, у нас же есть. А, это против Бонапарта у нас есть. А, не, и против него есть. Давайте используем так.
I'm sure that Lord Mortimer will be very appreciative. He's always supported those who have given him help. And you know well that he has every means to do so.
That at least is true.
Come on, you fool, give it up. You're trapped like a rat.
Monsieur, I am astounded. I did not think you capable, but you have succeeded. I will be more wary of you the next time. Nonetheless, if you can guarantee Lord Mortimer's support, then yes, you can count on my vote when the time comes. However, I expect you to be discreet with regard to my former partners, without which our agreement will become null and void.
Of course, my Lord Duke. You can count on me. Lord Mortimer will be delighted to hear the news.
I hope you know what you are getting into, Louis. I bid you good luck.
Good night, my Lord Duke.
See you.
Да, неужели?
That's one thing out of the way. The only thing left to do is wait for the conference to resume tomorrow morning.
Можно мы спать пойдем? Пожалуйста. Папочка тут летает. Нет, ничего. Отправляйтесь в постель, значит. А если спокойно спать пойдем? Так.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
Эта комната чуть дальше.
Huh, that's me.
It's me.
Good evening, Monsieur le Français.
Duchess, you're here. What a charming surprise. I'm beginning to think you can't be without me.
You have managed to penetrate my armor, sir. Am I disturbing you, perhaps?
That's not what I said.
Ah, by the way, you surprised me during the conference.
Why's that?
Well, you are going to lose. Why stay with Lord Mortimer?
I believe he has every chance of winning.
My, you are a rash one. However, if ever you want to change sides, please feel free to let me know.
But tell me, you didn't come here to try and make me change my mind, did you?
That's the last thing on my mind. Although you would have everything to gain by it.
Я даже не знаю. Зачем?
There's no point trying to persuade me. Don't hold it against me.
Of course not, silly. Louis, if you trust me, you ought to ask yourself why I have chosen home. You do trust me, don't you?
Of course, Emily. You know you have my full trust.
Louis, you're lying. That's not good. Any more of that and I might get upset. Admit, though, that it does make you think. There's still time, you know. Join us before it's too late.
Unfortunately, my word is my bond. I don't want to leave Lord Mortimer in the lurch.
Very well, as you wish. It's up to you to decide.
Tell me, Are these visits to Mortimer's always so intense?
Yes and no. My sister doesn't normally disappear like she has. Any news of your mother?
I haven't had a minute to myself, what with the disappearance of Elizabeth and then the conference. Yes, I hope to continue my investigation tomorrow.
Do you have any leads?
No, not really. That's the problem.
Too bad. Can we change subject, please? I didn't come here to go through all that again.
Of course, it's late. You're right.
Что, понравилось, что ли?
Come, Louis.
Нормально.
My friends, do not worry. I assure you that Lord Mortimer's plan will never see the light of day. I shall deal with informing our allies, but for the time being, I need you to make a stand.
What do you think about Monsieur de Richet?
I don't know yet. I feel there's great potential in him. He looks like he can be trusted. And Duchess Hillsborough. Why isn't she here? She's busy. Don't worry about her.
Oh, isn't it time to replace her?
Not so fast, sir. She is an important figure. You ought to have a little more faith in her. What are we going to do about Washington? He will be a hard nut to crack. On our chessboard, he is Mortimer's king. Don't worry. Mr. President only wants one thing. To keep his dear America united. He won't jeopardize everything he has achieved on a whim. He has been serving Mortimer for quite some time. It won't be easy to bring him around. Do you feel all right, Mr. Godoy? You haven't said a word.
Please excuse me, gentlemen. I feel tired.
Oh, I see. I think it is high time you left us then. Now!
Прикол. Вот это прикол. То есть он типа нас увидел или чё? А тоже какой-то оккультный чепуш.
Emily? Emily? Are you there?
Свалил. Обычно мужики так делают.
Typical. There she goes again. What's with this habit of hers of taking off in the middle of the night?
Sir, the conference is about to begin. You are expected in the conference room.
Tell them I'm coming. Thank you.
Come on, Louis. The game is back on.
My friends, the conference is about to begin. Please excuse me if I troubled you last night with my project. I understand that you might well have a few questions to ask. As you know, the final vote will be cast in a few days. This morning's aim is to answer your questions and check the temperature of your respective positions so that we may reach a greater understanding.
As always, Lord Mortimer.
We parted in perfect disagreement, my lord. Where would you like us to take it from?
Come, sir. Please let William believe he still has a chance of winning us over. Otherwise, his implications will lack panache, and we shall be both stiff.
Oh, let me assure you, I convinced that a good night's sleep has brought sound advice, and that this morning will be even more interesting. Therefore, I would like to go around the table in order to hear everyone's first impressions.
Well, I am still firmly against it. Even though my choice won't count.
Зато у других голос поменял.
Against.
And you, Duke Manuel?
Well, you see, it is more complicated and it...
Calm, Gregory. Don't try to impress my guests, please.
They are not your guests.
Gregory, anyone under my roof is by definition my guest. You included. I would be very grateful if you would let my guests speak. Duke Manuel, you were saying you still had some doubts?
Well, you see, the situation has changed since last night.
What's going on here, my Lord Duke?
You see, I gave it some thought during the night. New arguments have come to light.
What do you mean, Duke Manuel?
Sir Gregory, I regret to inform you that Spain will not support you in this operation. I vote for. Moreover, in response to arguments brought to my attention, I declare war on France.
What? What is he doing?
If you think France is afraid of you, you are dreaming.
Over 10 nations rise against you, young man. And you behave like a yapping little dog?
When the French armies are at your door, my Lord Duke, you will change your tune. Well, as for me, I am for Lord Mortimer's project, despite Duchess Hillsborough's overwhelmingly convincing nocturnal attentions.
What?
Ах ты ж.
So Emily was playing at trying to win over guests last night?
It was nothing more than a friendly little chat, of course.
Вот ты шалопенька.
And by the way, remember me to your husband when you see him. And you, President Washington, what is your position?
For, of course.
Well, that leaves just yourself and Monsieur Peru, Louis.
You're all making me sick. Look at yourselves.
What?
You are pathetic!
Have you been drinking or what?
There you are, quibbling away. My Lord Duke this, and Madame Duchess that. You know very well that we're nothing but puppets on a damn string.
Jacques,
Let's end the charade. It's over.
Jacques.
My lord, thank you for everything you've done for me over the years. But it didn't come for free. And now, too high to pay. I'll stop.
Come, Jacques, we'll talk it over.
No, I'm finished. I want my freedom back, my
Ух
lord.
ты ж, ё-моё.
I shall no longer work for
Ты
you.
дурак, что ли?
Wait.
Конечно, мешаться.
To reset, you just can't help it, can you? Stop trying to play the hero, man.
Единственный шанс. Так. О чем говорить? Ну, вы заслужите больше.
I know I don't really know you, but you seem like a decent person.
I have done so many horrible things.
You blame yourself, I can see that. Everything's not lost.
I don't want to do bad things anymore.
You can take control of yourself again. You can fix whatever it is you've done.
Do you really believe that?
Of course, Jack. You'll have all the time you need.
Охренеть. Так, все будет хорошо, Орден вам поможет. Что отвечать-то?
I'm sure we can work things out.
But you don't know him.
Let's stay united, Jack. He's nothing without us.
Really?
Trust me.
Блин. А у меня нету ничего. Блин. Мне кажется, он сейчас себя застрелит. Все-таки слабость надо было проявить.
Calm down now, Jack.
It's over. You have no idea what you just put me through.
It will be nice if we could all settle down a bit. Let us thank Louis for his intervention. It was very courageous of him. Monsieur Peru, you could have seriously hurt someone if Monsieur Drichet here hadn't stopped you. Your behavior is unacceptable. You would do better to go and rest in your apartment. My friends, we shall continue the conference later. I would like to apologize for the inexcusable behavior of my guest. We all need to recover from all of this excitement. Take the rest of the day off.
Да, напряжная голова, просто напряжная. Нифига себе, ну неудач никаких нет. Так, я мог податься в уговоры? Нет. Нет. Я мог раскрыть тайну Жака Перо. Вот это да, кстати. Это можно было сделать. Я вот как-то упустил. Блин. Неправильно разговор пошел. Я сейчас тоже думал, что сейчас, блин, что-то неправильно сделаю. И все. Все пойдет капец. Ну, погнали дальше, посмотрим, что там происходит. 4000 дали. Почти взял 2 уровня. Так. Тут прибавилось. Так, и что нам делать? Ну, вообще желательно бы, конечно, все прокачать до 2 уровня, чтобы по 3 хотя бы очка снималось, потому что если вкачать это что-то до конца, то, блин, ну, конечно, это очень круто. Смысла от этого, я так понимаю, не особо много. Давайте науку вкачаем. Получим приз «Игра с огнем». Вот то, что глава пройдена.
I don't understand. I spoke to him only recently.
Monsieur Peru has lost his mind. It's obvious.
Yet another way for the French to make a spectacle of themselves. Well, once again, it has worked.
My friends, let us settle down, please. We are all in shock, of course. Let us celebrate Louis's courage. He enabled us to avert a tragedy.
Yes, that was very noble of you, Louis.
You have given us all a fine lesson in courage.
Thank you.
He owes you his life. That's quite something.
That madman deserves to die.
We are providing Monsieur
Ой,
Peru
замолчи,
with
да?
care, but rest assured, he is no longer a danger to himself or anyone else. I think everyone needs a little rest. Can you stay a moment?
Of course.
Так, что мы тут можем выбрать? Меня интересует наука. Наука раз. А тут больше ничего такого нет. Хитрость тогда и... Этикет, что ли? Логику вкачать. Жалко, науки нет еще. Родиться. Языковедение, уклонение. Политика, убеждение, этикет. Или все-таки этикет, ладно.
Louis, I wanted to thank you personally. I admire what you did to save Monsieur Peru's life. You have given us all a wonderful lesson in courage.
Don't mention it, my lord. You would have done the same. I was just quicker.
Ah, humility is a fine quality, sir.
Where is he now?
In his room. I've sedated him. I don't want him trying to take his life again. Or, worse yet, attacking one of the guests. When in despair, Monsieur Peru is clearly a dangerous man.
Tell me, my lord, can you think of any reason why he would be so terrified of you?
Terrified? Come now, that's a bit harsh. I think he was simply unable to put things into perspective. I see no reason to fear me. Ask President Washington. I don't believe I'm such a difficult friend.
Having spoken to him, I can assure you that he feared you even more than death itself. Had he disappointed you in any way recently?
Of course, he was on the edge. He was desperate, and it grew noticeable in his work. Our collaboration was probably coming to an end, but I certainly didn't feel the need to threaten him, ever.
But without you, no more support, no more money. It was an end to his social status. If you lost, he lost everything, didn't he?
No, not his life.
Thanks to me, I guess. On that note, my lord, I'll be leaving you. Have we covered everything?
Absolutely. Oh, Louis, one more thing, please. I wanted to thank you for your support during the conference. You've made the right choice, and it gives me tremendous satisfaction to have you with me on this project.
What is at stake is worth it, my lord. Now, I won't hide from you the fact that I have no idea by what miracle we could ever get a unanimous vote.
Trust me, Louis. We still have a few more cards to play. You'll see. Anything can happen in politics.
I'll see you later, my lord.
Неужели? Я все время вижу эту клетку, вспоминаю птицу, которая просто сказала до свидания этому миру. Кто орёт тоже.
Yes.
Your guess is not
Monsieur
sufficient.
Bonaparte.
Tell the Louis, once again, bravo for what you did. If it weren't for you, Peru would have blown his brains out. You've got courage. I like this. We just lost the vote for the next conference, and we already had fewer votes than Holm. I must absolutely find a solution.
Yes indeed. But I believe if Lord Mortimer is still confident, it's because he still has a few cards up his sleeve.
I hope so. I sincerely hope so. Unfortunately, that vote of Godot you acquired is probably not going to suffice.
Well, it's still more than what you've done, isn't it?
I see you have a short fuse, monsieur. As someone who just started a war with Spain, if I were you, I wouldn't get on my high horse so quickly. In short, we haven't a minute to lose. I'll leave you now.
Just a minute. What did Duchess Hillsborough propose last night?
Oh, nothing worth worrying about? The pretty little pudding eater found no better tactic than to threaten me. She would have been better off sliding into my bed. At least we wouldn't have wasted part of the night talking for nothing.
Threatened you, you say?
That's what I said. I think I'm going to have to be careful of English troops crisscrossing the Mediterranean for a while. The witch would produce the wrath of the English crown on my august person. But if she thinks that would scare a Bonaparte, she is mistaken. Now, Louis, time is running short, and as I said, I'm in a hurry. I have to go now. I will see you later.
Какой деловой человек? Не могу.
Monsieur Jacques Perru?
Sorry, sir, but you cannot
Откуда
go
ты
through.
взялся?
We have very clear instructions from Lord Mortimer. Monsieur Perru must rest.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Ну, Наполеон, может, трогать не будем.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough. No answer.
Открой давай.
Nothing. Emily? Emily, are you there?
Emily!
Yes. Louis, is that you?
Yes, let me in.
I'm sorry, Louis. I don't feel very well. I'll see you later.
Are you sure everything's all right? Are you still there?
Ну и чё? Ты отходить будешь, нет? А, нет, фу. Так это кто?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Monsieur de Richet, I have no time. I was about to join Sir Gregory. Come back later.
I wanted to talk to you a moment and...
I am expected. I'm sorry. We shall talk later.
Нормально. Чё-то он тоже мутит.
Huh, that's me.
Ну это me. Все время. Не могу запомнить документы.
Next time, I'll listen to my mother. Not a day has gone by without something happening to me.
Мне бы, блин, как-то подкачать свои эти. Нет вообще энергии.
Open up, please.
Coming, Mr. President, I'm coming.
Что он хочет?
Louis. Ah, there you are at last.
Yes,
I just saw your mother. She was accompanied by Emily, and they both went into the Duchess's room. I tried to join them, but I was refused entry. Louis, this does not bode well.
Oh, shit. Emily might want to avenge her sister. I must act quickly.
You're right, Mr. President. Thank you.
Да, жопа. Так, нам куда?
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
А, не, я не туда пошел.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Там что-то было? Нормально.
I do believe that's Emily's voice. can't understand what she's saying. I can't open it. It must be blocked on the other side. I'll have to find another way in, quick.
Так, и чё? Кто тут есть? Через балкон? Через Бонапарт?
My dearest son.
Damn it. It's closed.
Ну, начинается.
Seems like the key is still in the lock on the other side. That means I won't be able to pick it. Or I could do as I did the last time in the tower room. I wonder if I can get the key by pushing something underneath and making it fall.
Так, а у нас есть этот магнит? Предметы. У нас есть магнит.
Looks like I've got no choice here. Let's try brute force and ignorance.
Ага. Так тоже можно было.
My dear Napoleon.
Ничего нового тут нет.
French actor Talma is Nero in Britannicus, the last emperor of the Caesar dynasty.
О, очертания аккуратно. Ничего она дает. Ловкость +1.
It's as if there are several people inside.
Once again, you're the one who's the victim in all this.
Секундочку. Так. Что тут уже? Такое?
A letter from William the Younger addressed to Emily. A letter from William Pitt the Elder addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years
Кто там
ago
стоит?
now.
Мать?
Madam, I shall never think.
What on earth is...
Да, ну...
Mother?
How dare you do this to me? You can talk. After everything I've done for you,
Нормально.
joking, I hope, right? I gave you my life. That's enough, Emma. Now that Louis is here, you will leave Sarah alone. Cease your revenge immediately. What? If you think you're going to... Louis, help me, I beg you. I can no longer reason with her. I am Emily. Quit playing games. What? Honestly, don't be ridiculous. No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart. After everything we've been through together.
Yes, well...
Don't you dare bring him into this. This is between you and me. I ask for nothing more, so stop taking it out on Sarah. You pretty little bitch! How dare you? Now that I've told you everything,
Что-то сложное, походу, будет.
You are joking, I hope. I'm the one who told you
Придите
everything that's been
настоящий.
going on while you were away. Go on then. That's what you want, isn't it? You want to kill me. Go on then, shoot! After all the trouble I've gone through to find you. Go on. What are you waiting for? Here, Louis, take this.
Wait, what's going...
An entire life for this. Go on, shoot! Sorry, Louis, I can't shoot her. She's my sister. That's enough, Emma. Louis, out of the way. She's dangerous. Don't trust her.
Ну, как всегда, это та, которая рядом по-любому.
I am not Emma. Come on, Louis, tell her who the real Emily is.
Wait,
That's right, Louis. I'm fed up with this little game. Tell him who the real Emily is.
Why do these things always happen to me?
Well, Louis, come on, you know how to tell us apart, right?
Yes, but I'd like to ask you a few questions to make sure there's no doubt.
Rational and open, Louis. Let's see. How can I tell them apart? Wait, I've got an idea.
On the night of our arrival... You asked me what had become of me since we last met in London, many years ago. What did I answer?
You told me you had become a detective, Louis. You only know that because I told you. You even told me about your exploits with the thieves who tortured their victims. What were they called again? The chauffeur d'Auger, I think. I was the one who told you that. Liar! I was there!
Right. Let's find something else. Ah, yes. Let's speak about my arrival at the manor.
Once at the manor, Sir Gregory introduced himself to us. Then we split up into two groups. What group was I in?
It won't work, Louis. She knows already. I told her. Shut up. I'm the one who told you. You left with Sir Gregory and Cardinal Piaggi, and you ran into Miss Adams. I told you she knew.
Very well.
Let's try something else.
On the first night, we went up to bed, but I wasn't tired. I went for a little stroll. Do you remember if we saw each other that night or not?
No, not after going up to bed. That doesn't prove a thing. I was the one who told you that. Don't think you're going to get away with this deception so easily. I can assure you, you're going to regret pretending to be me once Louis has exposed you.
Right. I don't think I'll get very far like this. I'll have to find something better.
Oh, I don't think I'll even wait until he's finished.
Take it easy now.
Are you mad, Louis?
Lower your arm.
I better act quickly if I don't want things to get out of hand.
Come on, she's putting one over on you. Look at yourself for crying out loud. You were prepared to shoot me down.
In the secret room behind the study. Talk to them about what you've been doing. Maybe they haven't spoken about it between each other yet.
On the night of the disappearance of Elizabeth Adams.
What about it? What do you want to know about that night?
Кого спросить? А у меня не хватает.
We found ourselves in Mortimer's secret gallery. What did we find in that room?
A load of old junk that Mortimer had collected. A so-called Pandora's box in the form of an urn. An old sheepskin that he must take for the golden fleece. The Bible of Judas, property deeds as old as the hills, and a broken old sword. You are wasting your time, Louis. She already knows all that. Of course I do. I was there.
That's enough! I've had enough of this charade.
Louis, there's only one way to tell us apart. There's just one thing I didn't tell her about in detail. Too bad for you, Emma. I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice. Ask her about you and I. You just lost, Emma. I indeed didn't tell you everything about it. Come, Louis. Speak about our intimacy.
Very well. Let's talk about us. Last night, you came to visit me, and I can't help wondering why. Why did you come to my room?
Louis, you must be mistaken. I did not go to your room last night. And that's where your little game ends, Emma. Because I never told you about it. So, there you can't answer.
What? No! You didn't do that.
I didn't want you to be jealous of Louis. Remember how you always used to react whenever you felt you were competing against a man?
You dirt!
That's enough. I've had enough of this charade. That's enough, both of you. Now I know who the real Emily is.
Так, и как? Настоящее позади. А что надо выбрать? Кто настоящая? Ну, напротив, значит, настоящая.
Emily.
No, Louis! She is manipulating you.
Так. Где она? Журнал. Где? Эмма. Устойчивость к манипуляциям. А у нее получается слабость психологии.
No, Emma. It's her. I know it. Despite all the trouble you've gone to put one over on me, I know it is her.
That's enough now, Emma. You little slut! Don't think you are going to get away with this so easily. You are going to stop your little game right now. Never! I am Duchess Hills. No!
Emily?
I am the Duchess.
But...
You don't. Dear God, what have I done? See what you've done. See?
Louis?
Mother!
What on earth is...
Go away!
You must go. Everyone is going to arrive.
Louis, what's going on?
Duchess? Is everything all right?
Come on, Louis. There's nothing more you can do.
But I...
Leave us.
Emily, what's going on?
Mother, go to the crypt. I'll meet you there.
I'll be waiting for you.
Emily.
Madam, I am coming in.
It was bound to end like this, Louis. Let me stay with her. Please. Go. I'll cover you.
What? What are you doing there? Stop!
God damn it. Now what's going on?
Что там реально происходит?
God! They're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Where is Lord Mortimer?
Can anyone hear anything through the door?
Давайте поговорим, чё.
Did you hear that? I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the band coming from the Duchess's room. She isn't answering.
Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms. I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
Да. Так, нам, по-моему... Нам же... Так, а здесь куда мы? Как нам? По-моему, портретную галерею вроде спускаться. Ну да. Там будет проще. В обратную сторону. Блин, все равно стрёмненько тут ходить.
Actress, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Так, нам сюда. О, что-то есть. Надо походить тут. Все равно не все не собрал. Я же уже там что-то смотрел. Ничего. Так, ну я почти вернулся с самого начала. Погнали в склеп, короче. Ой. Дальше. Ну, тут нет ничего.
Louis!
Ух ты, ё-моё.
There you are.
Wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is running out, Louis. First, we must...
No! That's enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here. I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must trust me, my son. You are not ready yet.
You're the one who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
I came all the way here for you. Now I've found you. I'm ready, Mother.
If only... Louis, I have always taught you to keep your mind open and logical. I know you are going to find it hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true. Many years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us.
I beg your pardon?
And that they can influence our thoughts.
Mother, listen to yourself. I know you're exhausted, but for crying out loud, listen to what you're saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do your demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore. Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Yes, they are capable of going from one body to another as they see fit. And 2 of them are present on this island.
Right. So let me guess. Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory, right?
You felt it too?
No, even if Home does look the part. But I don't know who else could do it, given that we're on their territory.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Alizif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference. That's where I made an error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the book to was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer. Not to mention that Home had sent Volner to get it for him.
Home and Mortimer are demons?
They both seem to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those 2.
Mother, have you any proof to support any of this?
Of course, but you do too. You had everything laid out in front of you. Didn't you notice anything?
У меня только Холм.
Well, those property deeds across the world, all signed by the same hand, and over several centuries.
I am proud of you, Louis.
I found your notes, written in lemon juice.
Where all eyes size you up. At one stage, I was so afraid of losing my mind that I noted everything down. Congratulations, Louis. Wait, please tell me you didn't open Pandora's box.
The urn? No, I didn't. Why?
Good. We'll deal with it later.
Нормально.
I went beyond the nightmare, Mother.
You understood the Masonic date.
1191.
Of course! It was during that siege that the demon took possession of Sir Mortimer. They spent a whole night in conversation until the early hours of the morning. Mortimer had passed the test. He had charmed the demon, and so it chose him to be its host for centuries to come.
Но я так понял, в конце мы
типа будем
собирать демон для сил.
I did indeed.
Did you see his maps of the world?
He has contacts the world over.
Yes, I've been developing the Golden Order across the world for many years, and I've never seen anyone with such influence. It's simply inhuman.
I must admit, I found it difficult to understand how and why Mortimer didn't have a place in history.
On the continent, Mortimer and Holm are mere dandies who organize society balls. History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
You mean the conference?
How can you explain that someone manages to bring together so many important figures without anyone knowing?
And without any security or personnel.
Louis, I am proud of you. You came all this way. You found me. You have surpassed me.
You taught me everything I know. Right. How did it all begin?
I saw him.
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure. In the Persian Gulf, we came across an ancient grimoire that became unlocked. Composed of 7 parts, each one was a book in itself, set in a sort of metal armor that structured the whole thing. When all the volumes were brought together, they formed a single book. On my return to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian, in my opinion. So I got the idea to form a small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis. I found him. Or rather, he found me. He was young, charismatic. He was flamboyant.
Mortimer?
He was a veritable mine of knowledge. I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages.
He was already old in those days, wasn't he? So you recognized him when you arrived on the island, right?
No, he wasn't in that body. But I know it was him. I swear it was him. The way he spoke, his posture, a few of his intonations, his mannerisms.
Wait a minute. You were talking about 60 years ago. I've lost the thread.
Yes, sorry. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me. But I had aroused his interest. It was too late.
How so?
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
Did he ever go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us. He proposed that I follow him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
And you accepted?
Please don't be stupid. You don't make deals with the devil. After that, I spent my whole life looking for him. 3 years later in Berlin, I just missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the order in a chase. In 1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once. 1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
8 years ago in Venice.
We agreed never to speak about what happened in Venice, Louis.
You agreed, and that was before you spoke to me about demons. Wait, the baby we delivered, you and me, that night in Venice? Did he have anything to do with Lord Mortimer?
The child was his son.
We stole his son? Are you insane? I always thought we took him to save him.
That was the case. It was precisely to save him from his father.
Need I remind you the mother died during childbirth? What became of the child?
Later. For the moment, that is not the key issue here. Once we found the Al-Azif in Paris, I followed von Borchart's trail here. I didn't think it would lead me straight to the demon. It was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. but he had no intention of letting me leave. We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our lives turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute, one last thing. I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams. He is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
Mortimer possessed her?
No, I don't think it was Mortimer. Her father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep. In spite of the various treatments I tried on her, I never succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis, but I had to try everything.
Mother, did you kill her?
Of course not. Don't be stupid. I had no interest in getting rid of her.
I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
Mother, I won't take a step further if you don't answer me.
You dare blackmail me?
I'm listening.
All right, I used her. So there you are. Happy now? We had the Al-Azif, and I didn't think we would be able to escape with it. In order to ensure that the book did not fall into their hands, or that one of them couldn't read in us where we had hidden it, I asked Emily to...
It's Emma.
Yes, or rather for me, it was Emily. So I asked Emma to hide it without anyone seeing, and then I disposed of her. I am sorry for her, but she was part of the Golden Order, Louis. She knew the rules when she joined.
What did you negotiate about the Al-Azif with Volner?
Absolutely nothing. I managed to pull the wool over his eyes until I found a way to flee.
What was going on with the cannons in Tuscany?
It was nothing.
Since when does the Order finance wars?
The cannons for that Bonaparte fellow? Listen. Once in the lion's den, I did whatever I could to appear legitimate. So yes, I pretended to be interested in Mortimer's project about a young military man who was seeking funding for a foundry in Tuscany. Between you and me, if buying China would have enabled me to escape, I would have signed without hesitation.
Samuel Ritter du Choix, you wanted to send me a letter about Godoy.
I wanted you to run a check on Duke Manuel. But frankly, it doesn't really matter anymore now. Godoy is just a pawn like the others. He is not the one I was looking for.
On the evening of my arrival, Cardinal Piaggi came looking for you. He was determined to give you a letter.
More of his lists. Louis, I think I know what's in that letter, and I beseech you to believe that it is the least of our worries. We can sort that out later.
Are you going to tell me what happened to your hand?
Better than that. I shall show you.
Good. I think that's about right. We shall speak about it once we get back to France.
Great actions for humanity have been decided by demons for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves. And it's time for it to stop. By the way, what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He wants the United States to occupy all the North American territory. France should recover Louisiana and give it to the United States. In that case, the Americans would just have to push west to chase the Spanish from the continent once and for all.
And as Mortimer controls Washington, you may just as well say that it will put him at the head of a world superpower. We should do our utmost to put a stop to Mortimer's plans. But for the time being, there are more pressing matters.
Не знаю.
Are you going to tell me why we're here?
There. That's why we are here.
Нифига тут. Лицом к лицу. Получит приз трезвенник. Так. Неудача. Оставил улики в комнате, например, для парка. Да, ничего страшного. Так. Я мог узнать о решении Наполеона Бонапарта. Я мог поговорить с Пиаджо и его мотивов. Я мог знать что-то новое. Аль-Азифе. Угу. Ну тут мало дадут. Да. Так, по навыкам что у нас тут происходит? Сюда, значит, вкачиваем. Этикет второго уровня можно, в принципе, вкачать. Либо можно... Там эрудиция, по-моему, есть. Что тут есть? Психология, уклонение, хитрость, логика. Все не то. Вот так. Ну, пусть будет, наверное, этикет все-таки. Или эрудиция. Ну, он в эрудиции пусть будет. Да. Получен приз. Двойная игра.
Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force that one, are we?
I don't think we're even capable of doing it. You're going to have to find a way to open it.
Why, of course. And what's inside?
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect. So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 6 objects before we try anything.
Are your 6 objects the keys?
Exactly. We have the Clement III cross, the nails, the Gutenberg Bible, the exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
Why a cross?
Well, I haven't the foggiest idea, but it just so happens that's what you are going to use to activate the mechanism. I found the one Mortimer kept. It belonged to Cardinal Guibert, better known by the name of Pope Clement III.
Perfect. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I've lost it. When I lost my hand, I went dashing out, and it must have fallen from my pocket.
Remember, Mother. I'm certain you can remember.
Let me think.
You were running.
I was bleeding to death.
You remember the pain.
I thought I was going to faint. Yes, I remember. I don't think it can be far, can it?
Would you have lost it outside?
No, I don't think so. It must be in the area. I don't remember going up with it.
Perfect. I'll search the crypt before leaving. Some nails?
Don't ask me. I'm not the one who made the mechanism, you know. When I arrived, there were already a few of them inserted, so I didn't have to worry about those. On the other hand, I remember seeing some in Mortimer's secret study, behind his nightmare.
In a golden cup? Yes. Yes, I saw them too.
Perfect. It will be easy for you to find them then. You need 3 of them.
Very well.
You remember what to do about the rollers. 1191 to enter, and 6466 to exit.
Of course. Exegesis. Anything else?
Did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
To open the chimney? Yes, absolutely.
So you've already come across it. It's the Bible of Judas that is exposed in the secret room behind the chimney.
Why do they call it an exegesis?
Because that's what it is, and not an apocryphal Bible, strictly speaking. It's the study of the text with a summary, not an actual Bible. Anyway, well done for the Gorgon. You did well. You didn't get tricked by the light bouncing back.
Thanks. Do you think I can take it safely?
We haven't got a choice, Louis. Without it, we won't be able to work out this cursed mechanism.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
That's right.
You still believe it's in the tower room, don't you?
I don't know. There is only one way to find out, though.
Right. I shall go and see. There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I suggest you get a smaller one. I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
What do you mean by the concordance of dates, exactly?
Don't worry about that. We already have them. They are written on the back of the message I just gave you. One last thing before you go. Be very careful. If you come across anyone, they can all potentially be spies of Mortimer or Holm. Don't ever confide in anyone because a demon can slip inside them at any moment.
Wait, not all of them though. Take Washington.
Especially Washington. He's been conditioned by Mortimer for years. Look at them, for crying out loud. How do you explain their behavior otherwise? The most influential politicians in the Western world gather together without the least protection, without a single aid to assist them, to participate in a conference during which the guests start dropping like flies. Me, Adams, Peru, Hillsborough. Look at the number of calamities that have happened over the past few days. And not one of them has asked to leave the island? Do you find that normal? You'll see. Go up to the manor to look for the keys, and I wager not one of them will speak to you about my being in Emily's room.
Do you think so?
Go on, you'll see. And come back with all the objects in one go. Time is against us. And remember, the code to get out of the secret office is 6646.
Таня. Так, выберите. Так вот, наверное.
You ought to go, Louis. If someone finds us here, the situation might well become seriously complicated.
Так, это нам надо. Это нам тоже надо. Нам все надо. Лекционный монет опять.
Famous cross of Clement III. Perfect. And one key found.
Узорки.
A drachma. A byzant from the Byzantine Empire. A coin often used during the St. Louis era.
Фига я тут насобирал. А, и тут руку отпилила.
What is that? A disc with information engraved in the metal? An iris that should open, I imagine, and blood.
Mother? The dried blood. There.
Yes, it's mine. Sorry if I stained everything, but I must admit that...
Так.
Did you succeed in opening this iris?
Yes, by putting the cross on the console and the 3 nails on the disc, the iris opens. It gives access to a hole where I put my hand, thinking I could fully open the iris. There's a handle at the bottom, and as you can see, it didn't turn out very well for me.
There are Roman numerals, Arab numbers, and town names.
Go on. I'm listening. What do you think?
On each engraved piece of information, there's a hole. Those are for the nails, right?
That's absolutely right.
Tell me, I imagine that once we've solved this enigma, the iris opens, right?
Exactly.
Получается, валим отсюда. Что за предметы получил? Что дает? Логику еще. Ну, 3 книжки следующие у меня есть, а дальше уже все. Капец. Ну, уже достаточно темно. Так, а где выход? Это я еще потерялся. Ну, тут больше ничего нет, вроде бы. Так. Ничего полезного нет. Так, что мы, получается, возвращаемся. Так, мы в картинной галерее. Нам тут тоже что-то нужно будет. Так, а что тут у нас?
That statue is not positioned correctly.
Так, щиту должны смотреть.
Open sesame.
Угу. Так, нам тут надо забрать какую-то книгу.
Given all the relics preserved here, it wouldn't surprise me if Mortimer claimed it was Excalibur.
Да ладно, я что, угадал, что ли?
Caesar's laurel wreath. Mortimer really is what my mother says he is. It could mean... No, that's impossible. No, not Caesar. So that's the exegesis of Judas. I hope Mortimer doesn't read it very often. Otherwise he's going to notice that someone's stolen it. But that's just too bad. I need it.
Так, меня интересует вот этот ящик. Он мне почему-то понравился, зелененький. Туда нельзя никак попасть.
So that's Pandora's box? An urn? Mother seemed worried that I was able to open it. I wonder why. So, I did well not to touch it. The ring of the Nibelungs. Even if Mortimer is several centuries old, I don't see what part he has in this legend. Right. I've got what I need. Now let's not waste any more time.
Так, а куда нам надо дальше-то? Башенная комната. Яна. Она же выше где-то, да? Ага, на втором этаже. Так, она нормальная всего.
Right. It's definitely an armillary sphere, but I have to find one that I can take with me. Otherwise I risk drawing too much attention to my comings and goings. Now, where can I find a smaller one?
Я же где-то видел такое. Так, я надеюсь, через служебный бой по это. Так, это мы на втором же. Да, заходить везде, что-то все собирать. А интересно, а что они еще окрестности откроют как-то или что? Так, нам нужно сюда, соответственно, нам назад. Это вот здесь. А, нет. Напротив дверь вот это. Там же проход на второй, на третий, а на третьем нам пока еще рано. И что нас тут ожидает?
Ah, Louis. Glad you're here.
Blasted. He's gonna talk about my mother.
Come and see what I've found. There are pieces of paper in the
В
ashes of
темноте
the
можно и
chimney.
это обделаться.
Someone's been burning something here.
Incredible. He doesn't seem to want to speak to me about what happened between my mother and the Hillsborough sisters. Show me a little.
Look, it's possible to distinguish two different writing styles.
The rest of the correspondence between my mother and Emma.
Someone tried to burn an exchange of messages. I'm certain there must be more.
Shit. What on earth is he doing? Ah, I see. I know what it's about.
Do you know who was doing their communicating in this room?
Yes, but of course we must keep it to ourselves, because it is still a sensitive matter. Volner and Elizabeth had an affair. Volner hinted that he found a way to remain discreet about it. I admit it is ingenious.
Well, I would never have guessed.
Delighted to have helped, but I still have to find my mother.
Of course. We shall see each other later in that case.
Wasted enough time. The Bible.
Стянуть.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays. The Bible's still there.
Так, Библию мы забрали. Вот почему больше нет нигде ничего такого? Мне просто не хватает этого меда, блин. Так, а дальше на чем? Может, с этим типа поговорить все равно? Ну, сказал, попозже пообщаемся.
Hey, look, there.
No, I don't see anything.
Come, Louis, look. Someone's clearly drawn a 4 in the dust. I have a clue.
He's going to be disappointed when he sees the Bible's disappeared.
Значит, ну, это ему не понравится. Кто?
C'est Jacques Perru.
Жак Перу.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
С Наполеоном я не хочу общаться.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Посмотрим, что он может что-нибудь скажет интересное. Что это было? Картина.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Ничегошеньки тут нет. Почему картинка не та? А, но она была.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Да, он, я думаю, тоже не может. Я так понимаю, просто даже комнатах нет.
Huh, that's me.
Мои не точно делать ничего.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Смотри. Что скажет? Piaggi. А мы у него, по-моему, кстати, ни разу не были.
His Holiness
Не были.
Pius VI by Pompeo Petoni. This should help Piaggi feel at home. I have no time to lose, so I might as well not bother him. The Lying Girl by Boucher. Here's a painting of Miss Amber Crystals.
Ого. Не зря я к нему зашел. Я помню, что я вроде бы у него не... Опа, тут что было? У него тут куча всего было.
My dear Giuseppe. I have no time to lose, so I might as well not bother him.
Ну ладно. Так. А что нам осталось-то? Так. Армиллярная сфера. Пометка Сары. Типа неизвестно, мне его найти в кабинете. Может, есть.
That's me.
Так, а дальше посмотрим, что за комната есть. Может, ко всем позаходить, у кого может быть это хрень.
President George Washington.
Но он не у себя как раз таки.
My dear George.
Ну тут ничего нового не бывает, наверное. Так, а что это у нас? Комната Адамс. Кстати, мы туда надо посмотреть, вот труп убрали-то хоть. Привели в порядок.
August 24.
А, ну это все. Все это было. Нам даже ничего не тронули. А у кого я еще в комнате не был?
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
Угу. А, кстати, да. А у него, по-моему, была. Не, ну это фигня. Я не думаю, что он где-то в саду или еще что-то. Нам значит где-то найти записку, упоминание об этой фигне. Где она может бывать? О, мы можем идти на улицу.
An armillary sphere.
А-а-а.
That will save me some time. I only hope that he isn't going to realize it right away.
Нам, получается, остались только гвозди же. стоит туда входить. Надо, бегим на третий тогда. Нам осталось только же гвозди, правильно, правильно. Ну это хорошо, что где-то что-то пишут, можно это найти, и нормально как-то. Птичка, блин. Почему об этом никто ничего не говорит? Надо сначала на это наступить фигню.
Right. This time, it'll be a lot quicker.
11.91.
If I remember rightly, the code was 1191.
Да могли бы сами ввести, что постоянно вот это вот заморачиваться.
Course.
Просто пятак прибавляю. И... Так. Нам надо найти гвозди.
Mortimer's interested in black. There. Those are the nails I was looking for.
Я посмотрю уже.
Weaknesses of the Human Psyche by Gilhelm Trimore.
30 с матерью.
Gilhelm Trimore. Trimore. An anagram of Mortimer. Wow. Arrogant enough to publish writings on mental control. Full view of everyone. I wonder who he's writing for.
Для себя он пишет, никого он может писать.
All right, come on, let's get out of here. 6466, if I remember correctly.
Ну, слава богу. Все очень классно обошлось. Надеюсь, у нас на пути никого не будет. Секундочку. Прошу прощения. Состоялся 10-минутный разговор, тупой просто. Давайте продолжим. Так, у нас все есть.
So, good. You've managed to gather all the keys.
Yes, that's right. I have everything. What should I start with?
Place the Clement III cross on the console. Then you have to put the nails on the disc of the door.
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the best choices myself. All I can say is that you have to insert 1 to choose a town, 1 to choose a chapter, and 1 to choose a verse. Those are Roman numerals on the disc.
All right, my turn now.
Go ahead, impress me. I'll shut up and let you concentrate.
This exegesis contains comments from Judas on the different Gospels. It only contains certain chapters and verses, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to different chapters and verses from the exegesis of Judas.
Так, нам нужны места. О-о-о.
Chapter 3, verse 18. Words truly pronounced in Apagash. Chapter 3, verse 18. He that believeth in him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God.
Да ну. С этим ты что делаешь?
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Выберите события и ставьте гвозди.
Cross is stuck in the mechanism. I can't do anything.
Ну и чё тут? Нате, зачем? Куда гвозди пихать? Так.
The fresco clearly shows the birth of Christ.
Louis, I can assure you that that is not the solution to this
Ты
enigma.
заткнись, ты уже
This
лишилась
fresco's only
руки.
purpose is to mislead. I know that now. Please, focus on another theme about Christ.
I'll have to trust her. If Mortimer deliberately set a trap by showing the birth of Christ, then maybe the solution is the contrary. The death of Christ in that case? It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions.
3 вида надписи.
Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals.
Начало мест. Название мест.
There are 3 styles of writing, and I've got 3 nails. There must be a link. I must surely put in 1 nail per category. These towns have one thing in common. They're all related to the life and death of Jesus. For example, Jordan is the place of the baptism of Christ.
Так, чё? Вифилос, да. Не знаю. Даже ничего не знаю. Фан что-то было. Но это когда умер, 17 век, по-моему. Или что это? Вот это что? 19, получается, и 17. Вот тварь. Что там дальше? Диски расположить с соответствием событий.
Well done, Louis. I hadn't seen those other wheels. Try connecting the theme to see if it goes all the way.
И чё? Не.
There must surely be a connection between the wheels. There are different icons on this wheel, but it looks like some of them can't be connected to the other wheels. Now, given the difference between the number of icons and the number of towns, I think that only one path connects all the wheels with one another. Let's try to connect the theme I've chosen with the rest.
Так, распознать символы. Вернуться назад.
I think I can make out each one of the icons apart from the one covered in blood. Going clockwise from the one I just mentioned, we have the halo that represents the resurrection. The waves represent the baptism of Jesus. It's more difficult to identify the next one. Maybe a crib, and in that case it's surely linked to the birth of Christ. The red herring that my mother followed. Then, the symbol represents the crown of thorns that Jesus wore during his crucifixion. The dove also represents the baptism. Certainly another red herring. Then comes the symbol of the Trinity. And finally, the candle that must stand for the Last Supper. This wheel represents the different moons. In the occult sciences, we represent the full moon by an X. As for the dark moon, called the new moon, in cults, it's often associated with something harmful. The totally black moon corresponds to the new moon. So, going clockwise, we have the waning crescent, the last quarter, the waning gibbous, the full moon, the waxing gibbous, the first quarter, and lastly, the waxing crescent. This wheel contains several symbols made up of one or two figures and one letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date. Look at this. There are notches between each of the wheels. So, I have to link the name of the town from the theme I've chosen to an icon, then to a date, and finally, the date to the moon.
Так. События.
Chapter 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852. Chapter 1, verse 9. And it came to pass in those days that Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee, and was baptized by John in Jordan. And coming up out of the water, he saw the heavens opened, and the Spirit like a dove descending upon him.
Что-нибудь добавилось, нет? Девятое... Ой, что там? Перекрест дат. А чё? В смысле? А тут такой нету даты.
Chapter 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852.
3852.
Chapter 1, verse 9.
Тут даже такого нет.
And it came to pass in those days that Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee, and was baptized by John in Jordan. And coming up out of the water, he saw the heavens opened, and the Spirit like a dove descending upon him. Chapter 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852.
3852. 3838. Ну нет такого.
Chapter 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852.
Иордан. Как это собрать? Иордан. А, я не сюда пришел. Так, диск символы. Где Иордан есть? Иордан внизу. Соответственно, крещение. А символ крещения это что?
Let's see what combination corresponds to the chosen theme.
Но мне это вообще не нравится ход. Так, ладно. А, А эта фигня мне нужна, я так понимаю, изучить сферу. Повреждение цикла.
During new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states. Waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with a full shadowed new moon.
The moon's shadow moves from west to east.
Так, давайте события еще раз.
Chapter
Крещение.
1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852. Chapter 1,
понятно.
verse 9. And it came to pass in those days that Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee, and was baptized by John in Jordan. And coming up out of the water, he saw the heavens opened, and the Spirit like a dove descending upon him.
И духа, как голуби сходящего на него.
Chapter 1, verse 9.
Да
Jesus
зачем
was baptized by
перечитывать-то,
John in
блин?
Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852.
Духа, как голуби. Да? А что-то он не хочет совпадать. С датой вообще тоже непонятно как, чего. Давайте другие даты посмотрим, что там. События. Ну,
Chapter 2,
рождение.
verse 6. Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph on the 22nd of Teveth at midnight, 3762, in the village of Bethlehem.
Куда? В Вифлееме. Вифлееме. Так, 22-е. Ну нет такого ничего. Тридцать 37,69. Нету такого. 37,93 два раза. Чё, где дату узнать?
Chapter 2, verse 6. And so it was that, while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered of a child. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid.
Так.
Chapter 2,
Ой, блин, зачем?
verse 6.
Выйди
And so it
отсюда.
was that, while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered of a child.
Я с этой подсказкой не могу
And
разобраться.
she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
Мне как будто что-то не хватает. Да, и игра, походу, залагала.
And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid.
Так. Есть младенец. Вот так вот должен быть. Почему гвозди внизу? А-а-а. Не, ну тут даты что-то прям не сходятся. В этом сходится все. В этом сходится. Так вот я расставил уже. Суд. Так. Рождение. Суд.
Chapter 10, verse 30. I and the Father are one.
Отец
Chapter
одно.
10, verse 30. I and my Father are one.
Так, ладно.
Chapter
Здесь
5,
что было?
verse 2. Jesus cures the sick and lame on the 8th of Adar, 3791, in Jerusalem, at the
Так,
pool of
8
Bethesda.
Адра.
All stand and fling away their canes.
Тут 20 адра. 3791. Нету такого. Вообще не понимаю, как это работает.
Chapter 5, verse 2. Now, there is at Jerusalem, by the sheep market, a pool, which is called, in the Hebrew tongue, Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of the blind, halting, and withered, waiting for the moving of the water. Jesus saith unto him, Rise, take up thy bed, and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed, and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath.
Ничего не понимаю. Так, ну это рождение у него было вверх. Нет. Крестили его вверх, да, не понял. Это... То есть, по идее, типа, вот так вот должно быть. Ой, блин, зачем я повернул? То есть, вот так вот. Так, диск с датами. Ну вот так вот она как-то более-менее встает правильно, если смотреть на дату. Но это там единственное, вот всего немножко нет никаких событий. Так, это с фазы Луны. Ну, так оставим. Так. Положить руку или что?
I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck.
Да пофиг, давайте.
I never doubted you, my son.
Мне кажется, тут мать что-то мутит. Получен приз рукой Тюра. Тюр — это бог войны. Маловато. Фига, уже 12 уровень, кстати, это сейчас заметил. Так вот сделаем. Ну, это конец эпизода вообще. Испытание веры. Ладно, дорогие друзья, на этом пока все. Думаю, больше часть половины игры пройдена. Всем большое спасибо за просмотр. Ставьте лайки и подписывайтесь на мой канал. Всем до скорой встречи и пока-пока.